everyone, this is Shadow Mario 41, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem. In the last video, if you remember, Eliwood crosses the border into Bern to find out more about the Shrine of Seals, and even though he's disguised, who does he run into but Linus, one of the Four Fangs, who is on a mission to kill the evil doer Eliwood. At least those were the orders that he was given by the Black Fang, but upon fighting Eliwood, Linus is like, hey, you know this Eliwood guy that everyone said was evil and was terrible? You know, he's really not such a bad guy. First of all, he spared my life. Second of all, he's charismatic, he's likable, he's relatable, he's a natural leader. What's there not to like? There's no way he's spreading evil. And then Eliwood brings up a good point about Nurgle, this mysterious character who seems to be manipulating the Black Fang. So, determined to set things straight, Linus heads back to the Black Fang, and he's going to be like, hey, what's the deal with all this? But then all of a sudden, Lime Stella teleports in out of nowhere and kills Linus, just like that, straight out kills him. I think I said it was Sonya in the last video. They're very similar characters, but it is Lime Stella who teleports in, destroys Linus right away, and now Lloyd, his brother, finds Linus dead and thinks it was Eliwood, who's now this cold-hearted killer in the eyes of Lloyd, so that will have some explaining to do when we get to that part. But in the meantime, let's start Chapter 24, Unfulfilled Heart. As the Bern royal family reminds me a lot of Game of Thrones. Everybody hates each other. It's a battle to see who's going to become the rightful heir of the throne. King Desmond is absolutely loathed by the people. He's not popular, but he doesn't care. All he cares about is, you know, feasting and probably all sorts of other luxuries that he has access to in his palace. While his peasants starve, he doesn't really care about that. He just cares about having power and holding on to it as tightly as possible. Whereas Zephiel is this character, he's the prince, or at least he could be named the rightful heir, that seems to be well liked by the people, and the people think he should be the next king, but Desmond's like, oh no, why should I allow that? He actually gets along with the commoners. I don't get along with the commoners. We want to continue my reign. So, in any case, Desmond, hopefully not being an assassin, is suspected, however, of stealing Bern's natural treasure, the Fire Emblem, which is used in the current coming-of-age ceremony. So you know what that means. We're going to have to steal the Declaration of Independence. All right, no, we're not. But it does become kind of like a little mystery to figure out, an actually good mystery, unlike National Treasure, which is just a bunch of vague clues scattered in impossible-to-find locations. But in any case, this actually becomes a pretty cool little mystery part of Fire Emblem where you really don't know who stole the Fire Emblem treasure. I mean, all signs do point to the King of Bern, King Desmond, who probably did it, but then again, it could have been the Black Fang, it could have been other characters, it could have been Nurgle himself, who knows? And given that, Jafar was actually injured on his last mission. If you remember in the last chapter, Jafar and Nino had a conversation in a house where Jafar was injured. I actually thought, my first time through, that it was Jafar who actually stole the Fire Emblem. It makes sense that he was injured from that, and they're talking all about how Bern's defenses are, you know, fantastic, and how could one man break into the vault? I thought that Jafar was actually the person who did it. I'm going to leave you guys to draw your own conclusions. I'm not going to sway you one way or the other, but I'm just going to say that was my prediction the first time through. But in any case, as they're describing right here, Bern's Wyvern Riders, actually Bern is the only continent where Wyvern Riders still fly, or the only country, I should say, on the continent, I believe. So Bern's Wyvern Riders are kind of notorious for their might, and Heath actually was one of Bern's Wyvern Riders who joined up with us. So their castle is built just in the mountains, which is impassable on all sides except one. So naturally they have pretty good defenses, and they're questioning right now, how could anyone break into their defenses pretty much unnoticed and steal the treasure? Hard to imagine any thief except an assassin. I can't imagine why the king would do this. To find the Fire Emblem, we're gonna need clues. So I'll have to get my handy-dandy notebook. Let's try sneaking into the castle. That's what I was waiting for. I like the way you think. So I actually don't know why they don't consult the tactician on this. I don't know if I would recommend just sneaking into the castle, because they're disguised and they're just breaking into Bern's castle. That seems like the opposite of what they should do. I don't know. It seems like we should seek a diplomatic audience. It seems like we have the connections, but no, apparently we're just going to break right in. We're just going to barge in and be like, okay, let's snoop around all silently. It's kind of like Metal Gear Solid. Okay, I'll have a codec call. The codec will go off and alert everyone. Anyway, shush, someone's coming this way. Here, into the thicket. So Hector, Eliwood, and Lynn jump into the thicket. It looks like a bunch of ferns in the background. So as Zephiel and his Guinevere, his sister, are talking right now. So I guess you could say that the lords hiding in Bern stay mainly in the ferns. Oh, that joke's gonna go over everyone's head. But if you would come and see me every day, I'd be even better, much better. So a little tension right now is going on within the Bern fortress. Zephiel says every day. Well, that's an awful lot, but I'll come by as often as possible. As for all for you, dear sister. So it seems like they actually, and they do. I'm not just gonna say it seems like and then they don't. They genuinely love each other. Guinevere, where are you, lass? Oh no. You could just tell trouble is going on because it's placed the terrible music. Here I am, father. Welcome home. Ah, there you are. Were you a good girl while I was gone? Come, give your father a kiss. Oh, well, how deplorable. You're as adorable as ever. Well met, father. Zephiel? Tension much? You could cut that tension with a knife. That's how thick it is. Huh. You take the same unpleasant tone as your mother. It's like you just said, hi, father. Like, what the heck? Why so much hate on Zephiel? I mean, I understand why. But in any case, right now, all we have to believe is that he's a young, innocent prince, not a well-liked prince. I don't understand. What? Silence! What brings you to my castle? He's like, I live here? Murdoch. Yes, my lord. I don't know who this is. We were hunting in the forest earlier. We found this and thought Guinevere might like it. Eek, a baby fox! How cute! It's so very cute. I hope it's not dead. I hope it's a live fox. Fox! Fox! Do you like it? Yes, I do. Thank you, brother. Guinevere, go play for a while. He said, okay. Come on, let's go, you lovely little fox. She's like poking it with a stick. She's like, come on, fox, go ahead. No, please, start running. It's just dead. No, please, I can't believe this. All right, anyway, I know, I beg your pardon. I heard Guinevere was ill and I was worried. You mean you came to see if she would die, don't you? See, what's with all these accusations? Such a terrible person. I don't understand why he has to be like that. I beg your pardon, your majesty. Hold your tongue, Murdoch. Do not forget whom you serve, the king of Bern, me. Oh, gosh, see? It's all right, Murdoch. Father, I never wanted to see Guinevere harmed, and any of you and your mother think nothing more than stealing my throne. No, see, it's not a power trip. There's no stopping it. It's like an addiction. You plague me. Return to the manse as you wish. I beg your leave, Father. Please, don't kill me, okay? You know, I don't know why you have to be so awful and brooding. No matter how I warn him, he comes. Why is it that the very sight of him tries my patience so? Wait a minute. You know, maybe it's not all that bad. You're given to believe that this King Desmond seems to be this really heartless character, but maybe there's something else going on. He says, why does he get under my skin? He's my own flesh and blood, yet his jealousy, my king. Huh, who's there? Oh, no, not this again. Yes, underlying corruption is going on between everyone. Here's Sonia. Lime Stella was the other character. This is Sonia, who comes in and says, well, is the emblem safe? Well, I guess that determines that. But I guess King Desmond stole it, but with the help of the Black Fang, naturally, with Lime Stella and Sonia. Maybe Lime Stella did it. I don't know. But here's Sonia being like, you know, I did it. I killed Mufasa. That's pretty much what she's saying. I have it in my possession. Oh, jeez. So, we learned the location of the emblem. Now we just have to, well, I mean, actually, yes. I was going to say, I don't know if our characters know about this, but yes, they're spying on this conversation, so they do know all of this. It's all as we planned. It's unlikely, but the queen might attempt to win the emblem back. Are you prepared? And she says, prepared, I will not fail. It's secreted away within the Black Fang's fortress. Oh my gosh, all the goals are coming together. They're all converging. Keep it concealed till the dusk of the 10th day. Then return it to me as you will, your grace. And he's just playing him, though. She's just playing him. He knows he's power hungry, whatever. And I think she is actually manipulating him. And there is evidence to suggest that, I don't want to say mind control, because that's a little intense, but definitely that she's mentally manipulating him to hate Zephiel and not let him become the king of Bern. She wants someone that she can control to be the king of Bern, a puppet, if you will. However, General Murdoch, the man pretending the prince, he is young yet well respected. Shall we finish him too? He is popular amongst the people. Everyone seems to like him. Should we kill him? That's pretty much what they say. Murdoch, his birth is low, and yet his combat skills have won him the title of Wyvern General. Hopefully we don't have to play him. We probably do. It would be a great blow if Bern were to lose him. I'll think of something to remove him from Zephiel's side. Will that do? She says, yes, it would be great help so that we could just finish off Zephiel ourselves. Wait, what is it? I sense someone. Oh no, Snake! Where? Father, brother, where are you? Do not worry, it's my daughter. Oh, whew, okay. I think we were just saved by the bell there. Of course, she says. Do not forget the Black Fang's role once we are successful. Of course. Now be gone, quickly. So all sorts of underlying corruption deals behind the back here, and we'll find out what's going on later, but in any case, definitely King Desmond involved in some deep duty. Zephiel, this kid, where's my brother? He had an errand to perform and left. Now he's a liar too. Oh no! I wanted to play with him. That was all that would make me happy. Playing with this dead fox, brother and I. Come, Guinevere, I'll play with you. It's like, no, you're gross. You're so old. I want to play with him, not you. I'll go and call him back. Here, hold my dead fox carcass. Attend me. Yes, my lord. Take this beast. Oh no, he actually does. I was just joking. I don't want him to actually die. No, Desmond, don't do that. Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to be so heartless? A cold-blooded killer. Eliwood was labeled as a killer by the Black Fang. Look at this guy. He's just killing foxes. You're not Guinevere to know what you do. Understood. Zephiel, you knave, trying to steal my Guinevere's love. These are ridiculous accusations. You will learn your place, he says. My goodness, what a terrible conversation. That was close. I was afraid they'd catch us. This is worse than I imagined. Yeah, it is. It's terrible. Actually, is it wise for them to just pop out of the bushes and be like, this is worse than I imagined? It's like, oh, shh, don't alert anyone. Their plans for Lycia failed, and now they're targeting Bern. That's actually true. The plans for taking over Lycia by the Black Fang failed. You remember that whole plot line with Elbert dying and everything like that? That was all an effort, and Darren, who's thankfully not part of the picture anymore, that plotline went on for far too long, but they were trying to take over Lycia. Now that they failed, they're going to try to do the same thing, or a very similar thing in Bern. What Nergal desires is, does he wish to embroil the world in chaos? Yes, actually. Whatever his plan is, he must be stopped at any cost. Right, find the Fire Emblem and return it to the Queen. We do that, and she'll point us towards the Shrine of Seals. Fantastic. If we go to the Black Fang Fortress, that's our goal. I must meet with everyone and seek out their fortress. So it seems like that's where we need to go. How we're going to get there and where it actually is, well, that remains to be seen. I wonder if Eliwood and the others are well. Oh yeah, these characters are still here. Please, Ninian. That's all you've spoken of since they left. I understand your concern for Lord... I understand that you have a huge crush on Lord Eliwood, but, you know, give it a rest. Nils, you don't have to hide anything from me, but you must not fall in love with him, you know. Oh, well, I think it's a little too late for that, Nils. I mean, I know you're just a kid and all, and you might not understand love, but Ninian's a little older, so she can understand we are different from them. Well, I mean, they have blue hair and red eyes, but in the Fire Emblem world, that's far from being different. I know, but I cannot... it's like that person who practices pickup lines in the mirror, and then when they meet an actual girl, they're like, they totally fall apart. It's like, what's your sign? Dangerous curves ahead, and then they meet a girl and they go, what's your, well, you are very, curvy. Oh, no, I didn't mean to say that. I meant, oh, God, totally fall apart. That's kind of what's happening right now. Oh, but, enemy units flying in. You can tell because they're red. We'd better hurry and rejoin the others. Oh, no, look! It's a wyvern rider! Over there! She's coming closer as she's seen us. No, it's not us she's seen. It's Nils! Oh, gosh, no. Why do these kids have to mess everything up? From all the way back in Lynn's store to now, they've been nothing but a liability. Why do we even need them? Oh, we'll find out later. Okay. Ah, who are you? It is I. Light green hair, crimson eyes, no mistake. Actually, kind of bluish to me. I don't think it's that. Well, maybe it is green. I don't know. You can see it as either way. You're one of Lord Nergal's lost toys. Yes, found you at last, says this evil character who looks like Zuko with a scar over her eye. Female Zuko. What are you? Why can't I sense you? Oh, jeez. This is actually becoming a problem. What happened to your bodyguards? I heard they were tough. I wanted to see for myself. Well, you're here, so they can't be too far away, can they? Come on, boys, scream, call your friends to you. She has like a real ego problem. She's like, you know, I could just take you right now, but I actually would much rather just kill everyone. I grow weary of waiting. I'm not known for my patience. Okay, crazy lady. Calm down. I'm the one you're looking for. Actually, I think it's Eliwood, but whatever. You've come. I've been looking forward to this. She said. I mean, you've only waited for literally 5 seconds. Looking forward? What do you mean? The chance to crush you. I'll crush you. Then hand the children over to Lord Nurgle. Nurgle, so you're one of his dogs, are you? I am not being called a dog by you, Blackhearts. Well, actually, you're being pretty black-hearted right now. You literally just want to kill everyone. True, we have a contract with the Black Fang, but I'm loyal to one master only, he who sits on the throne of Bern, so really, Nurgle, the Black Fang, the royalty of Bern, all really intertwined in just wanting to kill Eliwood. Then why are you in the employ of the Black? There's been far too much talking. There's no way we can find the answer out to that until the end of the chapter. Let's get started, shall we? I've long hungered for someone to test my strength against. Make this last a while, will you? I want to enjoy this, she says. Listen up, everyone. It's playtime. Come on out. This palace has promised to stay out of this. Be as wild as you will. All right, so we don't have to worry about, luckily, any troops coming out of the palace, but we do have to worry about plenty of troops around the castle grounds. Eric! Hey, they're involving me. Our allies are hidden here, and they are to avoid being spotted. This is not to our advantage. We must gather everyone quickly. Right, well, on that note, looks like we have a bit of surviving to do. This is a survival chapter, as you can see in the top right, so we don't actually have to clear out all the enemies, we just have to live. So hopefully we can at least do that. I don't know, with my luck, it might not be so easy, but in any case, I'll see you in chapter 24. Alright, we're just about ready to start chapter 24. Note that all 3 lords are required in this chapter, so Hector and Lynn will be making their return to the battlefield, as well as Ninian, my dancer unit that I haven't used in a while. In addition to her normal being able to make units move again, she also has these 3 special dances that can provide some temporary bonuses. Hint, hint. I might be doing that in this chapter. I'm looking at you, Merlinus. Can we dance for Merlinus' 10? I have no idea. Maybe we'll try it if we get the chance, but in any case, we'll help too. Oh, Penn and Louise also joining the fray. Of course, we have to have some story before we get started. And Penn, you don't have to lie to me to get things. I actually like Penn. Now you're coming out and you're lying to me saying that Louise is good with a bow and that Wyvern Rider's will be sorry to meet her? Alright, Louise is mediocre at best. You don't have to try just because she loves you and all that. You don't have to be all like that. And she must be a terrible dancer and a horrendous singer, if that's her claim. And that's probably the first truthful thing she said. She can be of some very small assistance. Maybe she can take a hit if I needed to. But anyway, Penn is actually going to give Eliwood the Heaven Seal. I actually like that they do this. They're not like waiting until the end of the game and it's like, oh yeah, I've had this the whole time. I completely forgot. So this is actually the promotional item for the 3 lords. A very good strategy. If Lynn is level 20 at this point, you can use it on her or Hector as well. But Lynn, when she promotes, she actually gets access to bows. So she can use swords and bows. And of course, with there being a lot of Wyvern Riders in this chapter, that could be a very, very valuable commodity. Unfortunately, I won't get the opportunity to do that. But yes, I am, Eric. Please forget about my Tennessee. Here's Penn redeeming himself. All right, yeah, he lied about Louise, trying to be, maybe just because Louise was there. He was like, oh, honey, you know, I'm sure you'll be fine. But I like the fact that he kind of casts titles aside. Look at Louise right here. Louise, she comes with a silver bow, which is nice, and a white gem, which is awesome. A lot of gold for my army. But her stats, while passable for a level 4 sniper, her growths really aren't that good, and I'd much rather use Wrath in my army for my primary bow user. Personally, Penn is a totally different story. Those are great stats for a level 6 stage, and his growths are pretty good, so Penn can actually come in and be a great unit. He's still going to soak up the experience at this point, but he can be a great unit. Now, I'd like to sell my white gem at either the vendor or the armory, but with the added units in hard mode over in that top right corner, it's going to be kind of tricky. And speaking of enemy units, we have Lord Vaida wielding a spear. She's going to use the force against Luke. Hopefully she's not Eliwood's mother. That would be really weird. But spear, just a promoted version of a javelin, doesn't seem that scary. But holy crap! Look at those stats! Oh my, plus 5 strength, plus 14 resistance? What the heck? How does that even happen? So, in the Fire Emblem community, this has actually become something known as the Uber Spear, the spear that Vaida wields. And there is actually a notorious glitch in this game that can allow you to obtain that spear for yourself. It's called the mine glitch because you use the item it's called the mine to get it. I have Canis with a mine here. I don't think I'm actually going to execute the glitch. I kind of want it to be glitchless, quote unquote. But you can use the mine to damage an enemy unit, and we actually involve this shaman pretty heavily because he drops an item. So if you use a mine to damage a unit, and then you, while the unit is taking damage, a mine is an item you place on the ground. This low one's just going to get things started here. And while you place it on the ground, the enemy takes damage if he steps on it, kind of like a booby trap. While the enemy is taking damage, if you actually shut the game off and then turn it back on, you will actually find that you are in control of the enemy army. You can actually look up videos of it. A lot of people have done it. And while you're in control of the enemy army, you can have them trade items around and do all sorts of crazy things. You have them drop their items, trade items to other people that can't even wield them. So you can really mess with the difficulty of the chapter. And while you can't do that in any chapter at all, I mean, of course, buff Florina here. Florina's going to go and kill all the mages and stuff up in that top corner as well as she can. So I'm going to buff her resistance here so she doesn't just get obliterated immediately. Now, all those special dances only last one turn, unfortunately, so I can't just park her up there for the long haul, but that specific space is out of range of the Wyvern Rider, so we don't have to worry about her defense. And Heath with the Axe Reaver is going to make a strong opening statement. Critical hit against the Brigand. Absolutely fantastic. But in any case, yeah, while the mine goes off, the enemy takes damage. You get control of the enemy army if you reset the game during that time. Now, you can make the enemies do all sorts of crazy things. You can do it in any chapter, but Lucius, well, I'm trying to talk here, and you're just getting awesome criticals. This is great. So there's no better chapter to do it in, though, than this one, because if you trade Vaida's Uber Spear with that shaman that I showed off that drops the Nosferatu tome, that shaman, when defeated, will actually drop the Uber Spear. So that's pretty cool. Other cool things you can do with the mine, so then you can obtain it for yourself, and you equip it, and you get these ridiculous stat boosts. Now, story-wise, it's what's with these criticals? Oh my gosh, Wrath! I'm not half expecting this. I'm trying to talk here, and you're coming in with the short bow broke. Where you're coming in with 16% criticals, 10% criticals. This is crazy. I mean, I love it. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. But I want to take care of these Wyvern Riders, make sure they can't hit. They can only hit Darth, rather, and or Darth. They can only hit Dart and no one else. But anyway, yeah. The story explains that the power of Vaida's Spear is tied to quintessence, and that Nurgle's magic, they'll explain that at the end of the chapter, that Nurgle's magic was what made her super powerful. We want to make sure we stay out of her range, by the way. But actually, in the game's code, those stat gains are tied to her weapon, which is normally supposed to be unobtainable, but through the use of glitches, you can get it for yourself, and if you do, it provides all of those stat boosts, making whichever unit wields it pretty much unstoppable. So, give the Uber Spear to Eliwood and just watch him go on a tear, or anyone, really, for that matter. But I'm not going to be doing it. I have Canis with a mine, I might do it, but probably not. But it is a really cool glitch. Like I said, oh, good. I'm glad to see Florina, even with a steel axe, when she's buffed, she only takes 5 damage, and she double attacks with the javelin, killing on 60 hit percentage. I'm glad both of those hit. It actually makes things a lot easier. Now, of course, the reason why I had to... Oh, good dodge, Lowen. The reason why I had to give Florina a javelin and not just... Oh, the steel axe weighing him down, too. Lowen able to get the... I know the steel axe weighs Lowen down, or steel lance weighs Lowen down, too, but a weapon level to boot. How about that? But... Yeah, I had to give her a javelin, of course, because she's going to be attacked by magic users, which can attack from 1 or 2 spaces, so got to make sure we can cover all the options, and Canis should be able to not double, but on the next turn, he can absolutely obliterate that Wyvern Rider, and that's pretty much going to be Canis' purpose in this chapter. Good dodge by Guy, and he's just, oh, what the heck, on an 89? I was getting all those weird criticals, and then all of a sudden I miss on an 89? That's bizarre. But yeah, Canis' role is just going to be to cripple those Wyvern Riders. Now, this chapter, by the way, is huge for axe users. Like I said before, there are 2 versions of Chapter 23, Four Fanged Offense, and if you do the version like I did where you get Gites and you really want to use a warrior, this is the perfect chapter to use it. Axes and bows. But axe user is going to be huge range here, and Florina is going to come through in the clutch. Look at that. Flux can't even touch her. She's obviously going to be able to double attack because those shamans are so slow, but Florina's going to be a big help too. But you'll see at the end, towards the end of the chapter, there are going to be dozens upon dozens of Wyvern Rider reinforcements. Yep, Lyn with the Wind Sword will be able to counterattack here. And having axe users just wall them off takes, namely Hector and Dart. So that's what I'm going to try to set up for. It takes so much pressure off the rest of your army to just do that. Even if they can't kill them, then just weaken them down and have other units chip them away, or pick them off rather, is an excellent, excellent way to garner experience. So, in any case, yeah, my unit's doing pretty well so far. No major catastrophes so far going through this shot. Look at that. I can't see. That's the thing with Ninian. I guess you don't really have to buff with Ninian, but then you're getting kind of risky because, namely because the Brigand with the Steel Axe. That's what I really get worried about, because if that thing connects with Florina not buffed, probably does about 15 damage at least. And Florina doesn't have very much health, so she'd eventually start getting chipped away by all the magic, and eventually it just wouldn't end well. Let's put it that way. So yeah, we have Ninian over here too, don't forget, that we can make good use of. Now we have these two units coming up from down here. What I really want to do is you saw there was a village in the bottom left. I really want to send Lowen on like a solo mission to just go get that's Lowen's job. The village is Lowen's job for this chapter. Everything else over here is all these characters' job. I'm going to try to get them mostly to the left side of the mountains to get started. And then we're going to eventually work up towards having my axe users and and even probably Guy with the Lance Reaver and Lyn with the Lance Reaver for that matter, up towards the top of the map. And then have everybody else kind of chill down here and pick off any sort of reinforcements that come in. But I just remember playing this chapter before, especially on hard mode. Actually, I should mention, I think I said that this chapter wasn't too bad. I kind of take that back once I started remembering this chapter. Oh, that guy with a flashy 9% critical right there. I started remembering that this chapter on hard mode is significantly harder than on normal mode. In fact, it's probably one of the biggest difficulty jumps, I guess, for the lack of a better term, from normal to hard mode. Obviously, every chapter is harder on hard mode. Level up for Wrath right here. Let's see what it is. Oh, there we go. Offensive level up. He's lacking in his defenses. He is a frail Wrath, but you know what? Offensively, he is a monster right now. And can Dart finish the job? 5% critical. No, that would have been too crazy. There is no way that could happen. But he is doing pretty well, and it's only one Wyvern Rider. Even if I think Priscilla gets hit, that's not going to be that big of a deal. Let's have Heath come over here with the Axe Reaver and just finish off this last Brigand, because I definitely don't want that Brigand attacking Priscilla. And yeah, this guy doesn't stand a chance. That's why Heath is Heath is gaining a ton of experience. He's a great unit. He's already level 12. Oh, well, I was going to say, he's been getting great level ups up until that point. That one sucked. But he's keeping pace with the rest of my army, who's averaging, about like level 17, 18, and he's level 12. I think Heath is a really good unit. I really like the Wyvern Lord archetype in general, though. It's just like a flying tank. See Har in Radiant Dawn if you need any further clarification as to why they're so awesome. But anyway, what I'm going to do here, I think, is I'm going to give Lowen the Javelin, because if you notice down there, there are a ton of Rangers, or not Rangers, Nomads, and I don't want them to all just gang up on Lowen and him to have nothing to do about it. I don't need Osmond really for much else in this chapter. He's kind of slow. He can't really get a lot of kills. That's the problem with Knights in this game in general, and really in any Fire Emblem game, is they're excellent tanks, but they're only well equipped for units, for chapters that require tanks. Like this chapter, big, wide open map, a lot of space, a lot of enemies with a ton of movement. Those tanks are not specifically very good in this chapter. Whereas in like a defend chapter, or a chapter where a bunch of enemy units are trying to break into a castle, well then, you just take your knight and you just sit him on a space and you say, you stay there and just soak up all the hits. And he does, and it's perfect. He does a great job with that too. I think it was the chapter where we recruited Raven and Priscilla. I mean, he got the Raven and Lucius, rather. He got terrible level ups in that chapter, if I remember correctly. but he just sat there and camped all the reinforcements by himself and took practically no damage. That's why he's so great. See, now the thing is here, Florina, unfortunately, although she was super useful in getting rid of all of those other things, she is not very good when it comes to all the Wyvern Riders coming down and the Sage wielding an Elfire. That is no joke. That could do a ton of damage. You saw even Florina takes like 16 damage, and she has a lot of resistance. She can move right there, though, and get in range of Priscilla's Physics Staff. I think I've mentioned probably a million times by now. Physic, one of the best luxuries of Fire Emblem. Healing from a distance is so super useful, and now we have 2 healers. Wait, I want to show you. See the difference between Priscilla healing in a little bit, and if I need it, notice the difference when Pent goes to heal and what his healing range is. Now notice, we have to stay out of the range of Vaida, because Vaida will move if you get into her range, but only if you get into her range. If you do not get into Vaida's range, she will sit pretty right on that rock the whole chapter. Lyn with a level up, a lot of good stats, but man, that strength sitting at 9 is not good. Like, not good at all. I mean, I know Lyn's not one to have high strength, but geez, like 9 strength, look at this, perfect amount of damage to double attack here with Hector. 9 strength is just pathetic. I mean, that kind of is the problem with Lyn in general. She's like not, but her utility when she gets bows is so good. But anyway, you just gotta kind of ride it out until then. I'm gonna use Eliwood while I don't want to move in Vaida's range, so I might have to wait till next turn. Yeah, I'll have to wait till next turn. I eventually want to use Eliwood in the light brand. Eliwood is level 19. So look at that staff range. Look at that staff range. That's what I was talking about with Priscilla versus. That's what an actual magic user can do with a physics staff. You're gonna see when Lucius promotes and I start giving him all my staves. It's like, Priscilla, you can only heal from 5 spaces away. Lucius can heal from like 12 spaces away. It's fantastic. So that's much, much better. That's why I don't even bother with the others. With Priscilla, really. That she just kind of falls off. Even though she is, because she's my only healer, she ends up being one of my higher leveled units, but her magic is just so low. And that just destroys her utility in the end, personally. I mean, some people probably like her. She does have a lot of movement, which is useful because she's mounted, but just not the unit for me. I think Lucius, and even if you have like Canis as a druid, he'll be able to use staves. So I think the 2 of them combined just do the job so much better. But anyway, what I want to do here is I would like to try to arrange a way to get Florina to attack these guys and not die. I think, oh man, I think she'll be okay. Like, I don't think that they will actually be able to kill her, especially if I go in with the killer lance. You know what? It's so risky, though. That's the thing. And unfortunately, I think Ninian's a little too far away to be able to reach. Canis, though, can come down here, and even though that Brigand's in the mountain, he still has a pretty high hit percentage with his Flux Tome. That guy has a Halberd, notice. That's a weird weapon for him to have. So, you know what? There's really nothing to lose. Even if Canis misses one of the... Alright, he missed. Even if he misses, the Brigand will come down and attack him. He can take a hit. Like, Canis is... As far as magic units go, he's relatively durable, so I'm not really worried about him taking one hit, but we might not even have to make him take a hit. Ninian coming down to save the day. Yes, that's why we have Ninian. So Ninian can do stuff like that. Do you see that? Did you see that? Strategy? I had you all fooled. You were all like, but Canis is going to get hit with an axe. No, he's going to be able to move again and launch another Flux at him. That's 4 Fluxes. I think 2 of them have to hit. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, on that note, let's just obliterate a Nomad and get a level up for Oswin. He's got to be getting close. 17 for Oswin, and a great level up. His speed lacking, but other than that, phenomenal level up for Oswin. Wow, that's what I'd like to see every time. Lowen, can we get a double attack? No. We might as well use the longsword. It's super effective, but the steel lance, I don't know. Kind of stinks, you know? Maybe it's her fur. No, maybe. Why don't we do this? Get Canis over here, have him use a Flux here, and you know what? Ninian might get attacked, by the... Oh, you know what? We don't even have to do that. We don't even have to do that. Yeah, Ninian might get attacked by the Brigand, but Ninian's avoid is so high that she probably won't even get hit. I bet you she won't even get hit. And maybe I can find a way around it, but she probably won't even get hit. And even if she gets hit, she won't get doubled, and she could probably survive. And Lowen with the defense! Look at that, my tank on a horse. That's what Lowen is right now. Yeah, you know what? I'm not worried about Ninian down there. I'm officially not. I'm not going to talk about it. That's how not worried I am, that I'm not even going to talk about it. I am worried a little bit about Florina up there, and I'm worried about my cluster of units over here. These Brigands are just annoying. He just destroys all the Brigands on this map, or anyone with an Axe Reaver if you have him just camp over here. Oh, a miss, though. That's all right. That's all right. He'll just sit there and get attacked next turn and die. And the guy will just suicide into him, so that's fine. Should I use Wrath to take this guy out? I could use Florina on second thought to take this guy out. In fact, that's really not a bad idea at all. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, not a crit, but still a kill with the Killer Lance and a bit of experience. This part of the game with experience is kind of tricky because experience, like when you kill a unit, it only gives 10 experience. It feels like the game really slows down when you get to the upper teens in levels. But then when you start promoting, you just, you know, destroy everything in your path, and it just feels so much more satisfying all over again. I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess these wyverns are gonna... They might attack... You know what they might attack? They might attack the tent. They might attack the tent. I think they're gonna attack Merlinus' tent. And you know what? Merlinus' tent can take it. I'm not afraid of Merlinus' tent. That tent is so good. That tent is leveled up so much by now. I am not afraid of it at all. The Light Brand should be able to take on Nosferatu. The Light Magic will have an advantage over Dark. Now, let's try to get some of these units in position over here. Maybe I can lure these guys with a Lance Reaver. If they go attack Lynn, I mean, I don't know if they'll prioritize Lynn over a stationary tent, but I guess we'll find out. We'll find out, you know, because I think that's a pretty safe move. Even if one of them can reach Pen, I don't think they can on that space, but even if one of them can, it's really not even that big of a deal. Let's just move all these units up in this little corner over here. Louise is just going to stay. Louise, be of as little help as possible. Just stay there and do nothing. Guy I would have liked to move where Lucius is, but that's all right. He'll have to be a space back, but I don't think that'll be too concerning over the long run. And we could just have, yeah, Priscilla I have no use for right now. So Priscilla, just wait. And now it's the enemy turn all over again. And look at that. He, like I said, that guy just suiciding into him. So that's not any... I'm really curious about the Wyvern Riders, though. Are they going to attack... Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah. See, it's 20 hit percentage, and it would still only do 12 damage. I was right not to be worried about that. Like, Ninian could... If Ninian had, like, could punch, if Dancers could at least punch in this game, Ninian would probably be able to take that guy out. I would not be concerned about that at all. Oh, attacking Wrath. You chose... Wait. He chose to attack Wrath over attacking a stationary merchant tent. Wrath, how does that make you feel? I would feel pretty terrible about myself if that happened. I could attack a stationary merchant tent or this guy who claims to be a warrior on a horse. I think I'll attack the warrior because he sucks more than the tent. Wrath, you gotta get your act together. This is killing me right now. Ellie with the Light Brand, able to fend off that guy. More shamans moving up here. Those magic users become a big pain. That Sage, though, is now in prime position for me to kill him. I don't know with who yet, but I will find a way. Yeah, Canis can actually double back and take out that Brigand now that he's over and done with that. But I might actually use Oswin. I'm not really sure. Just make sure that he's not in range of 2 people. Yeah, let's use Canis. Canis, Oswin will have his time to shine in maybe not the next chapter. Actually, kind of the next chapter. Probably 2 chapters from now. Oswin will have his big time to shine. But in any case, I want to get Canis another level up. Level 17 now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The good level ups. The RNG goddess. Maybe I did something right this time. Finally, I got a halberd from that too. I don't really need that right now. I'm really glad I bought one in the last chapter. I think I did. So now I have 2 that I don't need. But anyway, all rage aside, let's give Canis another turn. Level up for Ninian. Let's see Ninian's level up here. Level 10. How about that skill point, though? Skill point hype for Ninian. 1 skill. Oh my god. That is absolutely ridiculous. I think her skill growth is like 5%. So how about that? The most skillful Ninian in all the land. Fantastic. Oh dear. Okay. I'm getting way too excited over one skill. Okay. Let's see. What am I even doing? Oh yeah, we have Wyvern Riders here. See, I'm trying to speed up this process as much as possible. I've been trying to do as much multitasking as I can, rather than trying to hold still on. It's actually really hard when you're trying to play and also think of this at the same time. Luckily, things like that help out quite a bit. Good job, Raph, picking up the slack when I needed you to, because he was pretty down in the dumps for a little bit there when you were targeted, over-targeting Marlinus's 10. Oh, God, I was wishing Heath could do a little bit more against that thing. But you know what? We can make this a joint effort here with Florina. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can make it a joint effort with Florina and Heath to take out that Wyvern Rider. Even if she gets hit, not really a big deal. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Can't complain.